The fabulous Harlem Globetrotters play tonight at the Broadmeadow Basketball Stadium, and with me, one of their star players, Ray Lothery. How are you, Ray?
Fine, how are you, Noel?
Good, and welcome to Newcastle.
Thank you. This is the first time I've ever been here, and it looks like it probably is a pretty interesting city.
Yeah, well, we've got some nice beaches and nice sunshine for today, and of course tonight you'll have a big crowd at the basketball stadium to see you play.
Right, this is what we're really looking for.
Ray, can you tell us just a bit about the Harlem Globetrotters as they are now? Of course, the originals were about 44 years ago, and you're only a young fella, so you wouldn't know a lot about them. But how do the Harlem Globetrotters go today?
Well, probably as compared to the original Trotters or Trotters in yesteryear, as we would more or less say, I think everything today is on a bigger scale than it was then. Probably because of better equipment, better facilities to work with, and probably just a better clientele of ball players. You know, get the exposure now that they didn't have back in the early days.
And how do you become a Harlem Globetrotter?
You know, I often wonder this myself. This is really a good question because I guess you just have to be what they're looking for at one particular time when they're recruiting ball players, or when you go into Globetrotter camp. They pick you on personality, ability to play ball, and probably a lot so in the fact that they don't want to have to train ball players once they bring you to Globetrotter camp. So you have to have a certain amount of natural ability that goes along with being a Harlem Globetrotter.
You would have already played, in effect, for another basketball team before you come to the Harlem Globetrotters, is that it?
This is probably true in the sense that maybe college, you would have played college ball or competition somewhere with another team where you more or less received your exposure or were to try to learn of your ability somewhere else.
Now, you travel throughout America for sure, but what about other countries in the world? How many countries have you been to?
Well, I've been in just about all of Europe. I've been in Australia, New Zealand. I'm going en route to the Philippines. And, of course, like I say, I'm one of the newer fellows with the Trotters. I haven't been in all 87 countries that they have traveled into, but I am looking forward to going to these places.
Ray, we hear a lot about racial problems and things like this. Do the Harlem Globetrotters find any difficulties in this respect?
This is something in my 5 years of traveling with the Trotters that I've never experienced as a ball player with the Harlem Globetrotters. I believe it's probably the fact that the people have accepted the Globetrotters as being members of the limelight or something, and the red carpet treatment is usually rolled out when the Trotters do appear in towns in different places.
Being professional basketball players of a variety type, we'd say, as against a professional in the true sense of gameplay, how does the money rate? Would a professional basketball player in America get more money, say, than a Harlem Globetrotter?
I don't really know the answer to this, truthfully, to say that they do or that they don't. Some of the superstars, and we're talking about ball players like Will Chamberlain, Lou Alcindor, and these type of fellows, they sign $1 million contracts. Trotters doesn't sign any superstars of this. They more or less put in a bid at one time for Lou Alcindor. But being that when you're bidding for different ball players, you want to have to compete with I don't know how many different ball clubs that want the same ball players. So in the long run, I would say that the Trotters do receive good salary.
Well, I'm sure that the people of Newcastle will be looking forward to seeing you play, Ray. We welcome you to Newcastle and hope you do well. And, the best of luck to you and the Harlem Globetrotters.
Thank you, Noel.
And my guest on the right is the little boy, Ray Lothery.